Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. It's Connor here. We're back with Rumour Mill. We're back with the Rumour Mill, I should say, in the car at Ellen Road, believe it or not. Yes, we are just outside. We're going to be filming a few bits. Make sure you're sticking around on the channel for some content. I'm trying to do a few bits and bats that are going to be really interesting for the channel, so make sure you're sticking around for those bits. We're going to be sticking a fair few bits on the Patreon as well. Shout out to Ryan, to Will, to Dave, who joined yesterday. Quick shout out to you guys. Really appreciate the support. If anybody wants to join, you got some bonus content on there as well. But I wanted to discuss not only my videos, but I wanted to discuss Leeds United as well. On this miserable day down in Beeston, there's been some interesting articles written overnight. We're speaking about Archie Gray all the time, and I know it can get boring for you guys, but the interest is ramping up every single day. It's interesting how there wasn't any smoke not long ago. There wasn't any smoke. There was discussions of Archie not long ago, but nothing really concrete. But it seems like, according to a few German publications now, that Dortmund are also ramping up their interest in, obviously, the England and Leeds player. So yeah, Dortmund's a really interesting one because their product line of young English players has been very successful. Jude Bellingham, Jadon Sancho being the obvious ones. It's a really good pathway. We all know it's an excellent pathway, and if I'm a young Englishman and I'm looking at the next step in my career, Dortmund is the perfect pathway. It's an unbelievable pathway where you're going to go over there. You're going to be given a chance regardless. You're going to do well over there because I don't think the standard of the division is that great and you're going to be able to perform. There's a lot of notoriety out there now, obviously, with Harry Kane. The globalisation of it is definitely diversed over the last however many years. So I think it's, the likes of, Gio Reyna and Alphonso Davies and players like that. So I think the league is definitely developing out there, and someone like Archie Gray might be enticed by that, especially with the Jude Bellingham pathway. So I think that's definitely something to keep into consideration and something that a smart agent would advise a youngster with a good head on his shoulders to go for. But do I think Archie will go for that at this time in his career? I personally don't. I don't think Archie's going to go. There's loads of talk, there's loads of articles, there's loads of broadcasts on Archie Gray, but I just don't see him going at this moment in time. And there's been a lot of conversation. Will his family have that much of an influence? Well, I think they will. I think his age as well, he's fresh out of school. I think all of this does make a big impact. And you'll say, Connor, what about Finlay Gorman? But Archie's in the team. Archie's got a place solidified, and I do think the family will make a difference. I understand I've been banging on about money when it comes to Finlay Gorman and taking that chance when it's a treble winner. But as I've mentioned several times, the treble winners, but as I've said several times with Archie, it's completely different because he's in the side right now. He could nail down right back, he could nail down centre midfield. Finlay obviously was too young for that chance, so it's a very different circumstance. That needs to be taken into consideration. If Leeds are then promoted to the Premier League, that's when we start talking. Because is Archie then going to feature in the Premier League? Why would Leeds sell? Because they can get more money for him. Listen, there's a lot of situations when it comes to Archie Gray, but I think generally, as I look at the East Stand here, I think a lot of the problems with Leeds will come next year if we don't get promoted, because we're going to see once again another rebuild have to happen with the quality players that are going to be leaving Leeds United, with the deserters that are going to be coming back, and we're going to have to figure that out in the summer window as well. So there's going to be a lot for Leeds United to deal with in that window. So that would be a concern, and potentially that's when you'd see maybe an Archie go, dependent on what Leeds are doing, dependent if we're able to rebuild a squad, which could see the likes of Rutter, Somerville, obviously Anthony, Pirro, all these players leaving potentially. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty nailed on when you look at Nonso, Rutter, Somerville, Sinisterra and co. That's why there's quite a lot of pressure on Leeds to get promoted, just for the likes of Archie Gray, but also the likes of our offensive players as well. Okay, talking about offensive players, let's transition into defensive players. It looks like Club Bruges are willing to put up 15 million plus add-ons for Mr. Pascal Struijk. Now, this would be, I've always said it to you guys, some of you believe me, some of you don't believe me. I think a lot of Pascal's career has been down to, has hit lows down to the centre-back partners he's had. Liam Cooper, no offence. Robin Koch, no offence. But when he's been partnered with people on his level, I think he's been exceptionally good. I really do. I think in the year when he was with when he was partnered with Ben White as well, and the year where you've seen him with Joe Rodon, an actual competent centre-back who doesn't really make mistakes, Pascal's game is elevated. And I think his development has been so good. I think his progression out from the back is better than Joe Rodon's. I think he's that good. I think he could play midfield, and he played midfield under Marcelo Bielsa, so he's got that string to his bow, and he played it really well, in my opinion, under really tough circumstances when he was a lot younger. Bielsa saw a lot in him, and I think it was an absolute bargain. Obviously, getting him from the Dutch leagues and the total football thing, him being able to play out from the back and be calm, cool, calculated under pressure. We all know that there's been mistakes there, and he's been out of form at points. But overall, I think Pascal Struijk has been one of the mass success stories of Leeds United in the past 10 years. So I'd be really upset if we let him go. Angus Kinnear said that there'd been bids rejected in the summer in the low teens, which is sort of, you're expecting sort of 12 to maybe 14-ish million. It looks like Club Brugge are willing to put up 15 plus add-ons, and he's going to be their main target of the window. Whether or not that's January, whether or not that's the summer window, but there's a few articles saying that Pascal would be keen on a move, which we don't know how true that is, but obviously it's back to where he's a little bit familiar. He's been at Leeds a long time now. He's played Premier League football with Leeds. He's playing decent Championship football with Leeds, but where's the ceiling for Pascal Struijk? Is he looking at Leeds and thinking, with Bruges I can play European football. With Leeds, am I ever going to play European football? Likely not. But there is a big likelihood that he could play in the Premier League. But he's done that. He's done that in the success story of Bielsa, and he's had the bad moment as well. So that's where I would be a little bit concerned with Pascal, because it's almost like, what else has he got to prove? It's a new regime at Leeds. If we did get back to the Premier League, I do think we will struggle a little bit, naturally. And it's going to take us a while to get over that hump of the second and the third and the fourth year in the Premier League if we were to get back there. And it's a natural course for a lot of promoted sides. It can be very difficult. You've got to rely on the people above to get it right. You've got to rely on consistency when it comes to manager and performance and professionalism from him. And Pascal almost needs to really think about, is he going to be able to get European football ever again in his career? I think he will, because he's that good. I've mentioned before, I think he's one of the best, he's one of the best players in the team. I think technically he's very good. I think his reading of the game's excellent. His IQ is excellent. And I think it'd be a damn shame for Leeds to lose Pascal Struijk, but you've got to look at the trajectory of his career now. If Leeds were to stay in the Championship another year, I think that would be him gone. Because I think if he's been offered to play elsewhere by teams who actually want to play this new wave of football, which is playing out from the back, centre-backs moving into midfield, he's got that versatility as well, and being able to play in midfield, I think that would be something that Leeds would struggle to offer him. So that'd be fascinating. I would not be letting him go whatsoever. I think you partner him with a decent centre-back, and I think Pascal is... there's an argument he's the best centre-back in the division, in my opinion. I think he's that good. I think his ceiling's that high. And you actually you put him in a team who are efficient across the defensive block. I think he's unbelievable. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. As I say, I'm down here at Ellen Road now. We'll be filming a few bits. So make sure you're checking out the TikTok. Make sure you're checking out the Instagram, the Twitter, all that good stuff. Make sure you're checking out the Patreon if you want some bonus content. Really appreciate all the support, which has been magnificent over the past week. You've probably seen the content up. The content will be upped. This is something that I am putting a lot of focus into now, and I'm looking forward to doing so. So please stick around. Maybe where there wasn't consistency before, there is going to be a lot of consistency now, and you've probably seen that with the channel as well, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. And I want to be like that because I want us to have the relationship on this channel where I'm transparent with you. It's been difficult. It's been really difficult over the past 18 months, but now we've got a really good open block where we can go head on with one lead. So as I say, watch-alongs will be becoming a thing. We're going to get the fan call-ins back, which I know you guys loved. We're going to be doing the debrief on the regular, try get bonus episodes as well for the Patreon and other things like that. So there's going to be a proper routine, a proper schedule. So I really appreciate you guys sticking around. As I say, there's going to be 100%, into this channel, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to see what we can do with this. I don't usually say this, but make sure you subscribe because we're on the way to 30k, which is nuts to say really, with the lack of consistency over the past 18 months. But I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you're enjoying it as well. This is a bit of a more of a non-edited rumour mill because I need to get it up as quickly as possible. Pause. And guys, thanks for your support once again. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit.